Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central with me, Nayantara, working from home. This is the only show of its kind on Indian television dedicated, of course, to startups, innovation, technology, disruption. Speaking of innovation and disruption, with that, I would like to invite our next guest. He's the Secretary of the Post Department under the Ministry of IT and Communications. Sir, thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the Startup Central. What we have seen is India Post, the world's largest postal department with the largest network on this planet, reinvent itself for the times that we are in for door-to-door financial services. DakPay is an app that Cabinet Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad says can and should be bigger than Google Pay. So what is the Postal Department doing? It's reinventing itself for the times that we are in. We don't send letters anymore. So it's reinventing itself for this door-to-door financial services. How is it going to work? Let's find out more from our next guest right here on Startup Central. Thank you, sir. My first question to you is, this is quite an innovation to just stay relevant. Digital payment apps, plus, you make sure that certain financial services are home delivered. The advantage, of course, being your vast network, not just in urban India, but rural India, where it might be tough for the private sector to service and where maybe the private sector also doesn't have much incentive to service. What exactly is the plan?
Actually, India Post has been doing the financial services for more than 100 years. Of course, initially it was all, paper-based and all that. And we did the computerization, almost 20 years back. But only till recently, in the last few years, we have been doing real core banking solutions. And so we do a lot of financial services on behalf of the Minister of Finance. That is the different kind of whether savings accounts or the recurring deposit accounts or the even the fixed deposit accounts, the national savings certificates, Kisan Vikas Patras, all these things we have been doing actually on behalf of the Minister of Finance. And then, of course, we started the core banking solution in almost more than 23,000 post offices. That means you can actually do the financial transactions anywhere in India, actually, even if you are having an account at any place. That means you are actually an account holder of the post office savings bank, actually. In 2018, we started this India Post Payment Bank because we really wanted to go a little more and we wanted to provide the services at the doorstep of the our customers, and then we wanted to really be interoperable. That means we wanted to do the services that with other banks also. So with that thing in mind, and to reach the, it's not that we are not doing the delivery of letters. We still do the delivery of letters. We do so many other things, but we really wanted to go to the doorstep of our customers, providing the financial services. So we started with this India Post Payment Bank, and till now we are having almost 4 crore customers. That means almost 40 million customers actually all over India, and they are being provided with different kinds of services through this India Post Payment Bank. So like bill payment services, or even the money transfer services. So all these things were available to the customer who is having a India Post Payment Bank account actually. But with DakPay, as you are aware that just like Google Pay or just like Phone Pay or any pay actually, that all these services have happened actually. So we also wanted to tell the customers that yes, we can also do the same kind of service that these people are doing. If you are having any kind of bank account, so you can also do the transactions just like Google Pay and Phone Pay. But the main difference that we are trying to do is that, see, the Google Pay can be used only by a person who is having a smartphone, and he himself has to do it actually. But as you are aware that in this country, there are a lot of people who don't have a smartphone, and they don't know also what is actually how to do these transactions. Even if they have a smartphone, they don't know how to use the different kinds of apps. So that is where India Post Payment Bank is going to pitch in. And we are actually having something like an assisted app. So we have got almost 2 lakh, our agents, IPPB, what they are doing. So they are going to actually provide this service for all those people who are not having a smartphone, and even if they have a smartphone, they don't know how to use the smartphone, they don't know how to use the app. So they can all do this digital financial transactions through our Dakia or through our postman actually. who will be enabling them in payment of bills, money transfers, and all those transactions that is being done by this, by these different kind of apps actually. So that is what is the DakPay is actually.
So, Mr. Bisoi, if I can expand on that a little more, it's obvious that India Post's reach, the network particularly that it has in rural parts, is going to be what is really needed, right? And now you're saying you don't even need a smartphone. So how exactly is it going to work? If there is no smartphone, how are you expecting these people to use QR codes? How are you going to spread this kind of a financial literacy? And what kind of financial services are we talking about? Is there someone, who's working in a city, whether it's in a factory or wherever it is, wanting to send back money to his mother or his wife who may not have a smartphone? The idea being the postman, a new age postman, will go to that house with the money?
Yeah, in fact, so yes, just to elaborate that, see, what we have done is we have supplied mobile phones along with a biometric device to all these 2 lakh, what we call our agents actually, our postmen. In fact, they are our postmen, they are our dakiyas, and they are our Gramin Dak Sevas in the villages. So we have provided this one smartphone along with this one biometric device. So what they do is that they are having the same app what we are using. It's slightly different this thing, that they will have a agent app actually, through which they will be doing the transactions. And if anybody who wants to send money, anybody who wants to pay different kind of bills, whatever bill payment services are available actually on the BBPS, all those services are available here. So all those kinds of services can be given to anybody who, at their doorstep actually, using our mobile phone and the biometric device. So what he needs to inform is that they will simply provide the biometrics of his through Aadhaar based, because this is all actually Aadhaar based. The account has to be, of course, Aadhaar based actually. Without that, it cannot be done. So anybody having any kind of bank account and it is linked with Aadhaar can actually do transactions through this biometric device. They can have the QR code. They may not have the QR code. Only thing that is needed is only the fingerprint actually, nothing else actually. So the Prime Minister always says that now everything is done through only the fingerprints actually. So we are going to do all kinds of transactions through only the biometric authentication, nothing else. So in fact, as I say that presently, in fact, all those who are having IPPB account, the India Post Payment Bank
allow
accounts,
me to simplify this.
Yeah. So as I say that, they will do the transactions.
Mr. Bisoi, if I could get it simplified from you for my viewers, if I could get, yeah. So let's, sometimes an example is the best way to explain. So let's do it for our viewers. Let's say I am Nayantara working as a domestic help in the city of Gurgaon. I get my salary. I want to send it to my father in a small village, hypothetically in Orissa. Okay, he doesn't have a bank account or he doesn't have a smartphone. Can you tell me how this transaction is going to work?
Yes. So even if he doesn't have a bank account, so presently, in fact, this domestic money transfer facility we are going to provide. If he doesn't have a bank account, then it cannot be now transmitted. He has to have a bank account presently, but cash also to, they have to. So for Aadhaar enabled payment system also we need to have presently we don't have the domestic money transfer if it is not having a bank account actually. So he has to have a bank account, but if he is having a bank account, then what happens now, we transfer this money actually to his account and he doesn't have to go to that bank actually to get the money. At his doorstep itself, he can request for a payment of that money at his doorstep itself. Our postman will go and take his fingerprints and pay the amount actually to him, at his doorstep itself. But he has to have a bank account actually, some bank account he has to have. He can have an IPPB account or he can have any bank account. But in due course, we are also thinking of transferring money to the, customer, whoever it is actually, even if he doesn't have a bank account actually. But that will take some time, because presently we are more interested that the money to whomsoever is paid, it is properly paid, it is paid to the right person, and that's the reason why we are insisting presently on the biometrics authentication.
Okay, so that helps us understand a lot. So that's, ladies and gentlemen, the Secretary of Post right here on Startup Central on how India Post is reinventing itself, spearheading financial inclusion. So let's see how this one pans out. Thank you, Mr. Bisoi, for joining us on this edition of the Startup Central. DakPay, with the government hoping to become bigger than Google Pay. That's at least the ambition that has been set out. Let's take a short commercial break. A lot more lined up for you on the other side, where we're talking about payment apps. The world's largest messaging service, WhatsApp, last month launched WhatsApp Pay. We'll get you the plan for WhatsApp Pay from none other than the India head of WhatsApp. Coming up on this.